Good evening, everybody, and thank you, everybody, again for joining us on another episode of Soul Work. I'm your host, Jeni Cousins, and thank you again, everyone. And I would like to introduce my lady, Kimberly Buckler. I'm saying my lady because we were joking around earlier about Kimberly. So, Miss Kimberly Buckler, and we indeed are going to be taking calls tonight after our commercial break. And before we introduce the guest tonight, my lady Kimberly, what is that number?
It's 403-539-6710.
Absolutely. It's always good to have a little poke here and there, isn't it, everyone? And on tonight's show, I have a great pleasure of introducing Mr. Neil Thrussell. And
thank you.
Thank you for coming on, Neil. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
It's been a fun pleasure so far.
Yeah. We always joke around. You have to do that, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Especially all through the Mercury retrograde season and all, right? You got to really have fun.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a life coach. I'm an author. I am a lover of life. I think one of the best sons out there. A married man for 29 years. I'm a firm believer in life is meant to be enjoyed and explored and played, which is why we were inventing my lady Kimberly.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, I love life.
Yes, an all-around Canadian man.
Yes.
A man of many explorers, I might ask.
Thank you, my lady.
Yeah, as the past life starts to come out. We're doing readings on the show here on everything. And you have written, now this is very exciting, because my cards earlier, as I was saying, they were telling me I was getting a gift tonight. So when you presented me your book, I thought, wow, thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Yes, absolutely, because it looks really, really intriguing. And I am going to hold it up to our viewers because I'm going to start reading this tonight, by the way. And the book is called A Warrior's Heart.
The Awakening is the subtitle to it.
Okay. And can you tell our viewers what inspired you to start writing this book?
Yes, and for me, it was a reoccurring dream. I had this same dream for over 10 nights, and then I said to my wife, I need to write this story. I need to write a novel. And then when I voiced it, my dream went away. So I took it as, okay, well, that was just a Neil thought at the moment, and a Neil, well, this was a nice idea, but I didn't know if I should do it. So I didn't do anything on it. And then about a week later, 2 weeks later, the dream came back, and it came back even stronger. So I took it as a sign that, no, this is what I need to do. I need to write this book. So the very first available moment, might have been a day or 2 days later, I found myself in front of keyboard, and hence A Warrior's Heart, The Awakening was born.
Yes. Because I know that, we were talking even before we started here that, especially when we have to do, like for Kim, when she does a workshop, for you, whenever you're doing writings, and I get messages thrown at me too about to do certain things or change certain things. And whenever you're getting those singles, that dream, that, of course, Spirit saying, wake up, hey. Yes. And then if we're like, okay, and then we ignore it, they're going to be at us again.
Yes.
Because I've noticed here that you've got the second book out already. And what's that second book called?
It's called A Warrior's Heart, Perseverance.
Right.
When I wrote my first book, I wasn't brave enough to say, I'm going to make a trilogy. It's going to be a trilogy. It was my first book. I was scared to put myself out there. But then once I got some beautiful response and more confident in my writing abilities, I went forth and put out book 2. And as I've already indicated, it is a trilogy. So I am actually writing in my limited free time book 3, which is called Convocation.
Oh. See, now I'm going to get addicted to the series. And then I'll be at Neil. Where's book 3? Come on.
I've had some not so gentle nudges from my loyal fan base to actually quit fooling around on Facebook and other social media and spend my time writing.
Writing, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm going to start reading it tonight.
Well,
I'm looking forward to it. I like the energy of it, actually.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of lessons would you like people to learn after reading your books?
Well, one thing for sure is be bold and be daring. Like, take a chance. I was a nobody, and I chose to write a book, and I allowed Spirit to come through me and help me write this book. And then at some point in time, I was crazy enough to make the proclamation to say, I want to be an international best-selling author.
Good for you.
And I let it leak out, and then I slowly started to wear it, and then I asked people to help me fulfill my dream, and my wife got behind my dream, and she started to promote it, and the next thing you know, I was an international best-selling
Really?
author.
Good for you.
And so be willing to share your dreams, be willing to express your dreams, and be
Yes.
willing to go for your dreams.
Absolutely, because it's when we think about it, you know, and we're not doing anything about it. I mean, if you don't do something, you're never going to know. If you don't ask, the answer is going to be no.
Yes.
You know, even if you have, because like I said earlier, I've got like 5 books I've been writing forever, right? You know, and my last one here is really important for me to really get it going for many reasons. But, you know, even you said, like, even if you send it out to like 100 publishers, let's say, you know, even if you get one bite from somebody,
Yes.
you know, I mean, it's worth it, because it's always, you know, connected with Spirit, as I call it, that whoever the publisher is meant to be, you know, is the right fit for what you're doing.
It reminds me of the chicken soup for the soul, the legends or the stories behind how many publishers Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen went through in order to get theirs published. If they would have quit after the first 10, the legacy would have never been born.
Yeah, definitely. Because I keep on going after something till I get it. I don't give up. You know, because it's like, okay, if I don't get this, I don't get that, then it's like, okay, I'm not meant to be here, I'm not meant to be that. Spirit's always going to place you.
And not give up.
Absolutely.
Not
when a
give
divine
up.
timing, I find.
Yeah.
You know, when it's the right time for this and when it's the right time for that.
And that's the second lesson
Yeah.
there, which my second book is called Perseverance, is sometimes you just have to persevere. When the dream or the goal or the vision is large enough, just to go for it. And because we sometimes, using the Jack Canfield model, if they would have quit and not persevered, they would have been done.
What was the hardest part about writing the book?
Making the time, as the learning to be dedicated to the writing process, because there's squirrel.
And now your mind goes somewhere else,
So it's to learn, for me, I had to learn discipline, because I'm a very creative and eclectic person. So learning some discipline and scheduling the time in. And then once I began to regularly schedule time in, it was funny that my friends and family and the universe conspired to help me out and allowed me to give me space and time. Things just worked out beautifully for it. On writing days, there was no disasters. There was no real need for me not to be writing.
Can you tell us a little bit about your book? The viewers a little bit about the book?
Absolutely, I'd love to.
In a short little version, we're getting the wrap up a little earlier.
Okay, no worries. It is a spiritual fiction. It's a story of a very arrogant man who, through not trusting anyone in his life, crashes a plane in the South Pacific. And as he was stranded on this deserted tropical island with his co-pilot, he learns that his life didn't amount to 2 hill of beans, and he then subsequently was rescued, and not knowing anything about spirit and inner wisdom, later on, after he was rescued, he was called back to the island. The island called him back, and he went to live on the island for 30 days, thinking the island was deserted.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Interesting. There you go, Calgary. That's a good way to get you intrigued now, isn't it? It got me intrigued, absolutely. So let's say if somebody wanted to buy these books or get in touch with you, what is the best way for them to do so?
The best way is info@neil@bestyoucanbe.ca, or go to my website, awarriorsheart.ca, and we can connect there.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Neil.
Thank you.
It's been excellent having
Thank you for
on.
having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And also, just to let the viewers know, Neil is staying for the full show. So after our commercial break, we are taking calls. And if anyone has any questions for Neil, by all means, give us a call also. And what's that number, Kim?
It is 403-539-6710.
So we're going to be right back, Calgary, right after this commercial tape. Hang tough. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. For those of you who are just tuning in now, this is Soul Work, and I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. And we are now taking calls from the viewers. And what is that number again, Kim?
It is 403-539-6710.
So give us a call, Calgary. We are waiting for your call. And our guest tonight is Neil Thrussell. And he's an author of Your Warrior's
Heart?
And this is his second book. And he is currently also writing his third book. And this sounds really, really intriguing. I mean, even to give us a little bit of information on your book, I mean, it kind of hangs you right there, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen after that point in time, right? And it gets everybody intrigued.
To the chagrin of a lot of people, I have left both books at an ending somewhat of a cliffhanger. And the most recent one I had, which is A Warrior's Heart, Perseverance, I had a friend come up to me and just stand. She stormed right up in front of me and go, "What is the idea of ending it just like that? I need to know."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
Does the second book continue on from the first book,
Yes,
or is it?
it's truly.
Oh, okay.
It's truly a continuation of the lessons in the story.
Oh, so the spiritual essence of the lessons to be learned.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're in there. I was gifted. I'm not a Buddhist follower,
Yeah.
but the lessons that are in the Warrior's Heart Awakening series is a very strong Buddhist lessons to it. Mindful, patience.
And we do have a caller. And our first caller is Kim. Hello, Kim.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
And your
I'm
question?
just wondering what my year looks like.
In what way? What's your main concern with your year? You got to mute your TV.
Finances, love life.
Pick one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes. What is your main concern? Because your whole actually life is shifting. There's a lot of changes coming in for you. Like within 3 months from now, what month is it? September, October, November, December. You're gonna notice that towards the end of December, what you thought you had wanted to do is going to shift for your career. I mean, let's say, for instance, if we're an accountant, right, and then we continue being an accountant, and all of a sudden we might shift and we might want something else. I'm really feeling that you're just going to really shift, and because it's almost like you're here to discover really who you are, what you're about, what path do you want to take and such. Because we all have our own life path, of course, of why we're here. You know, what is our true self wanting us to do? What path are we to take? And some people just come here to life just to explore life. just to live life. Some people come here, of course, you know, to be an author like Neil, you know, to do Reiki and workshops like Kim does and such like that, right? So we each have our own little path and such like that. But for you, I'm almost feeling that things are really going to shift for you within 3 months. Are you also taking a look at moving? Why am I seeing the country for you?
Really? No, I haven't really been. No.
Yeah, I'm feeling more of the countryside, and I'm seeing, I don't know, I keep on hearing High River. I don't know why that's coming in for you.
Okay.
Yeah. There's something down there that you're going to get drawn to, and, you know, that's the thing. You know, what we like right now, things are going to shift for you. And it's just going to open you up, and you're going to be like, you know, I never used to like this before, but now, you know, I'm really drawn into it. So start doing things, let's say, that you don't normally do. Because when we get stuck with life, you know, at times we're like, which way do I go? Which direction do I go? Sometimes we have to step over our comfort zone, okay, to discover out more of who we are and what we'd really like to do. Because this is where I see your love life shifting also. When you completely,
really?
Yeah, things are going to really shift for you, or expectations. So don't hold any expectations with anything.
Okay.
Yes. Anybody wants to add anything on at all? Kim's pretty quiet.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yes. So just keep on going, like with the flow, and keep on going what's really drawing you. But within 3 months, end of December, I'm really feeling things are going to really shift for you, and really follow that. You know, you're going to find, you know, like I said, why am I getting drawn over here? Why am I getting drawn over here? Your finances are, I feel like they're going to be okay. Everybody in the city always worries about finances because the cost of living here is just outrageous, right? So we all worry, you know, about money for this and money for that, right? Okay. But yeah, just keep going through the flow, and you're going to notice a big difference. Within 6 months, you're going to be in a whole different situation altogether.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
welcome. And thank you for calling in.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We do have another caller, and it's Janine.
Yes,
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm good.
And your question for us?
I've started doing some acrylic painting, and I'm wondering, I'm not too bad at copying work, but I would like to get my own creative ideas, and I'm having a hard time doing that. And I'm wondering if I will ever get to that stage where I can do creative work.
You will, because you're going to be intuitive painter, right? Because you're very, very old soul. You're very intuitive. You go way, 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 way back, right? And your painting is about your true essence of who you are. So intuitive painting. You know, we can, you know, like look at like a scenery of a mountains and lake and all of that, and you know, and start to paint that. But your paintings are going to come more intuitively.
Oh, okay.
Right. If you really just kind of tune in what's going on right now with your life and such like that, right? If you just kind of paint that on a canvas or, you know, acrylic or anything like that, you're going to be really surprised of what really comes out.
Just let your brush flow. I started to craft this in the springtime with dyes and fabric, and I just let my brush flow, and I had no control over it, and it was phenomenal what came out. The first we're kind of shaky, but just let that brush flow and no control.
Okay.
Yes, and really, really, you know, like follow your intuition, because you're very intuitive.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very intuitive. You go way, way, way back. You're very old soul. Do you know what an old soul is?
Not really.
Okay, an old soul is, like, I'll even tell a child who's 3 years old, let's say, that's an old soul. Right, because I can see that automatically. An old soul is somebody who's been here more than once. Other lifetimes, reincarnations and such like that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go on too much about that if you're not really too familiar with that. But so all of this energy from your past life is being carried over to this lifetime, right? So all of this energy is going to be on a painting. It's like an you know, a singer, a musician, you know, their pain, you know, when they sing their pains of their life that they've been through, it's like an amazing song. I'm sure even with you with your writing.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt, but I feel just let go, Janine, just let go of the structure to it. Just allow your brush to move in wherever it needs to go.
Yep.
Just close your eyes and see what occurs.
Yes, absolutely. And you're going to be surprised. Like, you might not, I don't know about that, but give it a go, because you're going to be really surprised. Like, it might take you a little bit, you might paint something like no, and then do something no, and then no, and then you're going to all of a sudden just start painting, and you're going to be really in tune.
Yeah, I saw
with
that fourth painting.
Yes.
The fourth painting where it's going to all of a sudden go, uh-oh,
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can be really, really, really good, because I see tables also. So you could be at some type of like a craft fair or something, or you know how they have little booths and tables set up, in the mall at Christmas, or, because Kim goes to different fairs and stuff too, right?
Oh.
Yeah, and you can see artists with their work and different things like that. And I see you doing, not right away, but within a year from now, you'll be really surprised. So when you've got different work, just kind of put it aside, because you'll be surprised what people say. They're going to be like, yeah, I really like that. You're going to be like, oh, I don't know, but just put it aside, because and I see you also painting and then putting it aside, kind of moving on to the next, but also going back to those other paintings that, let's say, you put to the side, and painting more on it and creating something really, really nice out of that.
Okay, thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, we appreciate you
Okay,
calling.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next caller is Lynn. Hello, Lynn?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Good, and your question for us?
My mom has dementia, and I wonder if you can feel how much she's really aware of what's going on, or is she really sort of checked out on us?
Dementia going stages. I had a client with dementia, and dementia has its ups and its downs, as you know, right? And I mean, it's she's going to fade in and out, as you can see. There's not really too much that you can do, but really be there with them, and give them a lot of love and support, like you're doing, right? She is in, she is out, she fades in, she is fading out.
Yeah, once in a while she comes back really clear,
I know, but so all you can do is just kind of go with the flow with her, really, because they know you're there. Like, let's say if she's not even, because you're going to find she kind of wanders, right? Yeah, and like what I'd do is I'd touch the person's arm, let's say, or their shoulder, right? It's
I contact with her. I just wonder.
Yeah, because it kind of shakes them out of it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So,
is my dad happy with her treatment?
Nobody's ever happy with treatments where they don't see a really big result. Do you know what I mean? We just go with the flow with the treatments and stuff like that. Like, diet is very important for dementia. A really, really healthy diet. Proper vitamins. If she's able to, do any exercise. Exercise is also, but no, I didn't feel so. Yeah. But all you can do is, one day at a time. And I always bring back a lot of happy moments, especially being present in the moment with family, let's say. Like, it's like I'd review the family.
I'm the only one left. That's why I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Memories. A lot of responsibility.
It's memories.
Yeah.
It's memories. It's try to get them, because it helps. It wakes up the mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. So I'd always talk about family all the time. Yeah. Even if I have to repeat it, of course, over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it really makes them think, and then when you can just see that glow in their eyes. When they really have a nice memory, that's that for me really was when you knew you really helped that person move forward. But it's just the compassion and the love.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and thank you for calling.
Bye.
We have time for one more caller, Chantel.
Hi, that's me.
Hi, how are you today?
I just recently had a lot of change happen in my life. And I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I will be for the next little while. But I was just wondering in what direction I should go as far as career once my kids are in school.
You have to go with what you're really, really, really drawn to, right? Because you're very gifted in all areas. You're very independent. So when you put your mind to something, you can really create anything that you want to do. What are you drawn to right now?
Well, that's the thing. Like you said, I have a lot of things that I love to do and like to tap into. So right now it's midwifery, along with just like my intuitive gift.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not really
no,
sure.
no.
I'm also a healer, so I'm not sure exactly which road to take.
Yeah, because I really feel you're going to follow that more and more and more and more and more, because you've got that energy. You've got a lot of energies in your hands, right? You probably already realize that. Like, you've got the ability, like, Kim does the Reiki and teaches Reiki and such like that, right? But you've got a lot of energy in your hand, and you can help heal many people. So I do see you doing... you're using your intuitive combined with even doing Reiki, and you're healing all into one.
Yeah.
Right? So reading books and such like that. And I mean, Kim does workshops too.
Yeah.
But I actually have 3 masters in Reiki. So,
okay.
So I have all
So now it's time to, start putting things together and using that gift, right, to help others.
Yeah, I've been craving to do something other than being a mom.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for your help.
I can only say follow your heart.
Yes.
Yes, I guess my heart is taking me in so many different directions. I see potential in a lot of places, and that's why I have a little bit of a harder time to make a decision.
Absolutely. So. But just like Neil says, follow your heart, right? That will always steer you right. And unfortunately, we're already at the end of our show. I'm getting the wrap-up sign. And thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I want to thank again our guest tonight, Neil Thrussell. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're most welcome, and thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And a reminder to the viewers that if you have missed any of their shows, they're all under YouTube. You can search under Jeni Cousins. And join us again next Wednesday night live on Shaw TV, Channel 10 at 6:30 p.m. Good night, everyone. Take care.